fellow gamers, my name is Ashes and I welcome you all to the channel. Today we are playing Grand Theft Auto 5 online, and this is another ASMR reading. So we're going to be continuing reading Far Cry Absolution. Now you can see here we're at the airport and we're going to be flying this plane around the edge of the map. So I'm going to take off from here, go all the way around and land back at the airport as shown on here now. So while we get in the plane and get into position for takeoff, I will open the book and find where we are up to. Take the front cover off. Now if this is the first ASMR reading you're watching of mine, I recommend you go back to the first ASMR reading of Far Cry, so you know the story. I'm going to see if I can make a playlist of all me ASMR readings for easier access. Okay. Now you have to forgive me if I'm in the wrong position for takeoff at the airport. I don't know which way you're meant to go. I do know this is the runway, but I'm not sure if this is the right way to take off, or if I've got to go the opposite way. I can't actually remember how the plane does it in story mode, the NPC plane, but never mind. Anyway, we are getting ready for takeoff. So, as you can see, we are in a online lobby. I'm going to be going into passive mode, so we won't be bothered by any people, because it is very tempting to shoot down a plane in GTA Online. Okay, now that we are in the air, we're going to start the reading. Mary May showered. When she was done, she dressed herself in the clothes her brother had left her, and she came out into the small living room where Drew was waiting. He stood when she came in. "I'm glad you found me," she said. "I'm glad I found you too." She looked around. It was a small place, the living room and the kitchen all in one room. "You ready?" he asked. "I don't want to," she said. "I think we should just get out of here. Go home." "You're a guest here, Mary May. Our parents always taught us not to be rude." He looked her over like he was waiting for her to say more. Then he said, "Don't be rude. Mercy has been given to many only after they were made to suffer. It was their lot to suffer. It was their choice, a conscious decision. Into the chasm they walked, and the darkness closed in about them, and only through their faith did they find salvation. Walking forth from that chasm unharmed." Will opened his eyes as soon as he felt the father's hands leave his shoulders. He had been led into the church by John and then told to kneel. Alone he had waited there, looking about the place. The symbol of the church seen in every window, and a large American flag hanging down the front of the church with the cross and rays of Eden's gates there at its centre amid the stars. The father had come in shortly after, his steps sounding on the wooden floor before he came and stood in front of Will. He wore jeans and a shirt buttoned all the way to the collar. Like all the rest of his congregation, he was bearded, and though he looked much like his brother John, he was a little taller and a little wider through the chest and shoulders. His hair was pulled back behind his head, and his eyes met Will's and held him while he talked. Life has tested you, Will. You must believe that now. You must believe that you're here for a reason, chosen by the good of our kind. There are dark times ahead, dark times to come, and we shall be like a light to those dark times. Yes, said Will. When your wife and child were taken, you were tested. You were tested once more today. The father dropped down in front of Will, elbows on knees, and his face so close that Will could feel the spit on his skin and smell the man's breath when he spoke. The time is coming. The end of days. The air itself will be afire, and I will call my people closer. I will call them all to me, and I will ask them to make ready. For we, like the pioneers who came to this country before us, will have a journey. And now I ask you, will you be ready for this journey? Yes, Will said. He rose and looked down at Will. You have helped us, but we will need you even more. We will need the eye that looks down upon the people through the scope. We will need the hand that holds and swings the knife. We will need the finger that pulls the trigger. Do you understand, Will? Do you understand all that I am asking you to do? Will hesitated. He looked up at the father. Many times in humankind's long history have we not trusted in our faith, and many times that faith has been tested. And so it was for all who have made the choice to undertake this journey. A journey of salvation, but a journey also of necessity. For if you are unwilling to take this journey, you will perish. And now, Will, that time has come, and I am asking you again, as I asked you in that long ago time when you first came to us. Are you ready to do what it takes to find salvation? The father stopped. He walked a few paces away from Will before turning back. He waited for some response, but Will would not look to the father. After your wife and child left this earth, we feared for your life, the father said. We feared that you had let the weakness overtake you, but you did not. You became the hunter, not the hunted. You gave up sin. You gave up vice and all the evil that had overrun your life. We put our hands upon you, and together we took away your sin. We cut it from your chest, just as every member here has also given up their sin. Will nodded. He thought about it now, the tattoo, the razor, the giving of the sin. When he looked toward the father again, he said, I remember. He was rising from his place just below the altar when Mary May entered. She stood at the back of the empty pews. A feeling of doubt began to slowly work inside her, like sickness spreading through every vein. She watched him rise, and she watched the father gather him up, like the man was part and parcel of his family. She recognized him almost in the same instant. She knew him as the man who had stood upon the rise, the tracker, the man who had shot at her and nearly hit her. The feeling that had begun to spread its roots within her body now suddenly bloomed upward through her head. She had made a mistake in coming here. She had made a mistake in letting down her guard, and maybe she had even made a mistake in trusting her brother. Okay folks, so we're gonna end the reading here. Now, this is still chapter, I can't remember what chapter this is. I'm just flicking through the pages now to see if I can find it. Of course it will be on YouTube, but chapter 2, here we are. We are still on chapter 2. Where did chapter 2 start? I can't remember. But chapter 2 it's been going for, here we are, quite a while. So 4, 3, 2. Chapter 2 started on page 51. We are now on page 107, and we're still on chapter 2. Isn't that quite something? Out of all the books I've read, I've never had one with a chapter lasting so long. But here we are. Anyway, the book has now been put away. Now, as you're watching here, you're probably laughing at how I'm navigating a plane, but like I said before, I don't know how it's meant to be, which way you're meant to go in airports when you fly planes, but yeah. Anyway, we're going to end the video here, so I hope you all enjoyed. Until next time, take it easy, and I will see you all in the next one.